Governor Umoyano congratulates Justice Ntong Festus Ntong as Justice of Court of Appeal. Federal government releases 60 trucks of fertilizer to all states to boost food sufficiency. Legislator distributes 5,000 palm fruit seedlings to farmers in Ikona local government area. And Arfola Harris Foundation 1 million books donation plans to establish vocational schools in Akwa Ibom State. Details in just a moment. A very good evening to you and welcome to Akbc 45 News at 8. I'm Fort Udaken. Sincere apologies for that delay. Now the news in detail. Governor Moyano, on behalf of the government and people of the state, has congratulated Justice Ntong Festus Ntong on his elevation as Justice of the Court of Appeal. In a statement released by his Chief Press Secretary, Ekeretodo, Governor saluted the professional accomplishments of the new Justice of Court of Appeal, saying that the elevation is a clear testament to his professional accomplishment and the great body of work he has put in to advance the temple of justice in Nigeria. The governor believes that given his track record in the dispensation of justice, he has no doubt that his tenure will be one of deep impact and prayed God to grant his steps. The Deputy Governor, Senator Akona Yarenye, has sued for collaboration with the Institution of Charter Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria to put up modalities that will bring about sustainable development to the state and country at large. Senator Yarenye made this known during the 2024 annual public lecture of the Institute held in Uyo. This year's theme was driving sustainable development, public and private partnership as a catalyst. The report will be brought to you in a subsequent bulletin. An American-based non-profit charity organization, Arfola Harris Foundation Incorporated, has donated 1 million books to the governor's wife, Pastor Patience Eno, towards settling up a library. Also revealed plans to establish a vocational school in the states. The executive members of the foundation officially presented the books to the governor's wife at Government House, noting that the aim is to promote reading culture among students. Margaret Bassey reports.
The First Lady, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Deputy Governor, Dr. Grace Jim, noted that the meeting signaled the beginning of a rewarding collaboration between the state government through her office and the foundation, is praising optimism that the partnership in the education, agriculture and healthcare sectors of the state would yield tangible results. While thanking the group for donating 1 million books and for nursing plans to build a vocational school to provide various skills for Akwa Ibom women and youth, Pastor Patience Eno noted that the group's initiative would complement some pillars of the Arise agenda of the present administration, as well as her pet project, the Golden Initiative for All. She informed the team that already the state government is currently building model primary schools across the 31 local government areas of the state, which will all be equipped with state-of-the-art learning facilities, with provisions made for free books, shoes, uniform, and school bags for the pupils, explaining that the aim is to create a comfortable and attractive environment that is conducive for learning.
By providing this large number of books and creating libraries and an added vocational school, the foundation will be promoting the reading culture among our youth, thus arming them with the requisite tools to succeed academically.
The president and CEO of the Arid Fuller Harris Foundation Incorporated, Dr. Arid Fuller Harris, declared her intention to support the state government to enhance literacy through the provision of books to support reading culture, as well as a special education partnership to establish a vocational school in Akwa Ibom State. Ambassador Fuller Harris, who said the books donated, including bedtime stories for toddlers, novels, and scientific books, will be beneficial to those interested in nursing, university students, and others, also disclosed her interest in mentoring people to make a difference in different spheres in life.
I am going to make sure we work together to help our children to be better than me and to be helping others, because when you teach them how to fish, they will fish and help their family.
A major supporter of the foundation, Pastor Babajide Balogun, commended the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umoino, for his innovative vision of the Arise agenda and announced plans by the foundation to collaborate with the humanitarian organization of the governor's wife, GIFA, to actualize the many lofty programs of Pastor Patience Umoino in the thematic areas of women empowerment through agriculture, healthcare, and education, which he noted is the door that opens opportunities.
When you empower women and the youth, there's going to be a training, there's going to be apprenticeship, and it's not only going to stop here. We want to carry it throughout all the states in the country.
High point of the event was the symbolic presentation of a few copies by Dr. Arid Harris to the wife of the governor. The 6-man delegation later visited the Christ the King Model Primary School, where they expressed happiness over the quality of infrastructure provided by Akwa Ibom State government. Margaret Bassi, Akbc News.
The member representing Ikorobasi, Mpaenim, and Eastern Obolo Federal Constituency, Uragododo, has floated a 5-day free comprehensive medical outreach for his constituents. The outreach, which commenced Monday, July 8 at General Hospital Ikorobasi, covers free OPD drugs, general and gynae operations, ultrasound scan, lab tests, free reading glasses, dental surgery, scaling and polishing, prosthetic services, and oral health education. Yokoswa tells us more.
Addressing his constituents at the flag-off station for the exercise, the federal lawmaker said the outreach was part of his campaign promises and meant for all members of the constituency, irrespective of party affiliations. He also promised that it will be carried out annually throughout the duration of his stay in the National Assembly.
From our estimates, The OPD department, we are targeting 1,000. General surgery is about 500. Subspecialties 200. Eye services 1,000 and above. Health awareness and cancer 1,000. Please, this event is not having any political affiliation. And each year we are going to improve and consolidate, because health, they say, is wealth.
The medical outreach was declared open by the Commissioner for Health, Akbc State, Professor Augustine Omo, who commended Uduak Odudo for helping the government cater for the health needs of his people.
As a government and as a ministry, we encourage people to give back to their communities. Because when you do that, you're actually also helping us in our work by ensuring that the people have good health. As the outreach holds throughout this week, I call on people to step forward, make the best use of this opportunity.
Political stakeholders of the constituency and some beneficiaries bid their minds.
First term and second term, we have seen its hallmarks, we have seen its stars. Now it's the National Assembly, and he has stepped up his performance.
I just want to thank the House member for what he has done, and I pray God to continue to help him.
I did not see, but now I have seen it very well. So I really thank my brother.
Much okay now with the glasses given to me. I can read very well now, clearly and boldly.
I came here for eye cleanup, eye test. So I've been given the eyeglass and drugs for malaria.
At the end of the 5 days, more than 30,000 members of the constituency are expected to have been reached across the medical areas covered. Uyoko Uswa, Akbc News.
The Akbc TV chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists Monday celebrated the immediate past chairman of the chapel, Comrade Uduak Ekong, who has been appointed the press secretary to the wife of the governor. Also celebrated was another member of the chapel who was appointed special assistant to the governor on electronic media, Comrade Samuel Ayara. The new chairman of the chapel, Comrade Yagano Paul, said the gesture was to appreciate the immediate past chairman's resilience and commitment while she was in office. She also maintained that the contributions of Comrade Samuel Ayara while he was a staff of the television newsroom. Orako Person reports.
Addressing the July Congress of the Chapel, the chairman of the Akbc TV Chapel of the NUJ, Comrade Eyakano Paul, said Uduak, who is the press secretary to the governor's wife, has performed creditably in just 1.5 years in office. The reason the chapel is celebrating her. She saluted the S8 governor, Comrade Samuel Ayara, for being a partner in progress in the chapel, promising that the chapel will continue to wish them well in their new offices. Comrade Paul, who promised to emulate the virtues of the former chairman in order to attract positive impact to the chapel, she sued for support and unity from members of the chapel.
We decided that we are going to appreciate members, some of our members who have stepped aside, that's still part of the chapel, but they've created positive impact in this chapel. For these two members that have made us proud, we've come today to celebrate them, to appreciate them in our own little way.
The head of department TV Akbc, Comrade Mando Esienebon, Director of Sports, Comrade Justice Udosoro, Head Reportorial, Comrade Edom Asani, Comrade Miriam Ekbutu, Comrade Anthony Efion, and Comrade Margaret Bassi appreciated Comrade Uduak and Comrade Samuel Ayara for their legacies to the chapel.
Remember that God is sending you there for a purpose. May God be with you in the course of your assignment.
So what the chapel has done today is a double-edged sword. One, is going to inspire them to be more committed to the chapel. And on the other hand, it's going to also make this chapel to have better relationship.
So Aya and Odwa, congratulations once again.
I thank God for the gift of them, and I know the good works that they've started here in the chapel. They will continue it, and they will continue doing here.
We thank God for two of them.
Each time I look at these two, I'm always proud that they are our products.
Yes.
I want to urge them to continue to make us proud.
Souvenirs were presented to the press secretary to the wife of the governor, Comrade Udarekong, and special assistant to the governor on electronic media, Comrade Samuel Ayara. Comrade Udarekong and Comrade Samuel Ayara thanked the chapel for the honor done them and promised to continue to support the chapel.
I didn't see this coming. Thank you so much. I can only assure you that I will always be a member of this chapel. Yes. And that
so I greatly really appreciate this, and let me say that in ways than few, this will really motivate my punks to return to the chapel.
The certificate of the Gender-Based Violence Committee to the chapel, signed by the wife of the governor, Pastor Patience Umoino, was presented to the house. Urabasi Okbosan, Akbc News.
The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has rolled out tough sanctions against discos that commit infraction capable of inflicting pains on consumers. Among other things, the NERC said it will reduce 5% of administrative and operational expenditure of any electricity distribution company that failed to offtake at least 95% of the total energy allocated to it for distribution. This was contained in the Commission's order on performance monitoring framework for all the discos. According to the order, discos will now be assessed on 7 key performance indicators: energy offtake relative to partial contracted capacities, revenue recovery rate, compliance with API feeder streaming, compliance with the implementation of forum decisions, and compliance with service standard for the resolution of complaints recovered through the NERC Contact Center and the NERC. The order stipulates that failure to take off up to 95% of available nominations in any month will attract issuance of a rectification directive. The managing director of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Olubunmi Koku, has stated that only 3 out of the 22 airports under its management are profitable and contribute largely to the growth of the aviation sector. Koku, who was a guest on a television show Tuesday, said that 19 of the nation's airports under FAN were being subsidized as they do not get passengers traffic commensurate to their operational costs. She further said that the majority of the 22 airports managed by FAN require maintenance and upgrades in critical infrastructure like the terminal areas, the landslide, as well as the airside. Koku emphasized the importance of prioritizing activities like trade, manufacturing, and tourism to boost airport traffic. As part of efforts to address the food crisis in the country, the federal government is sending trucks of fertilizer to each of the states of the federation. Each of the 109 senators will also receive 2 trucks each to distribute in their constituencies. The Senate, which disclosed the plans on Thursday while debating on the food crisis at plenary, called on the federal government to expedite action on the fertilizer distribution. The call followed a motion moved by Senator Sunday Karimi, representing weakening buying power and generating worsening of living conditions of the vast majority in Nigeria. And now to sports. Spain has earned their place in the UEFA Euro Football Championship final after a thrilling 2-1 victory against France. The match held at Munich Football Arena saw Spain Dani Olmo scoring the decisive goal, securing the passage to the final in Berlin on Sunday, July 14. In addition to the team's success, Spain's youngest winger Lamine Yamal made history by becoming the youngest player ever to feature on a UEFA Euro final match at just 16 years old. The final will see the Spain facing off against the winner of the English versus Netherlands match, which is set to take place today. The upcoming final promises to be an exciting conclusion to a highly competitive tournament. On that note, we'll end the news tonight, but just before we go, a quick look at the recap. Governor Moeno, on behalf of the government and people of the state, has congratulated Justice Ntong Festus Ntong on his elevation as Justice of Appeal Court. In a statement released by his Chief Press Secretary, Ekerete Udo, Governor Moeno saluted the professional accomplishment of the new Justice of the Court of Appeal, saying that the elevation is a clear testimony to the professional accomplishment and the great body of work he has put in advance